Okay, we're going to finish up with our prism. We're going to put that into our hoop. I cut off the zip ties. Now, I am unprepared. I apologize. I don't have the size of this. If you need that information, I don't even know how to put it in the description box. Leave me a comment, drop me an email, however you want. I will look it up for you, and I'll answer any of your questions. Bring it through, and give it a little tie, just once, like that. Now, look, I overcut the wire. Big surprise. If I've made this look difficult, I apologize. It's because of where I'm working. Usually I don't have this much trouble, but it's okay. It's worth it. Okay, now, end cap. You get them on Amazon. They come in a big, like 1,000, I don't know. They don't cost a lot of money. They're all different sizes, flowers, shaped ones. Okay, so you put that on. There. And now you get this little guy. This is a clam end cap. Okay, and what we're going to do with this, these are great. I love them. I'm going to take 2 wires. I'm going to thread them through that bottom hole so you can get them both through. Like that. Slide it down. And we're going to tie. As I said, you can use thread, double knot it, triple knot it, whatever you have to do, as long as it fits inside of that clamshell, you're good. I've tried to use it looks like a keychain jumper ring, and put it through the prism and hang it, or even through anything, and I can't do them. I just can't. I bend them all out of shape. So for me, it's crazy, not even worth it. Okay. Give it a little knot right there in the center. If you can see that. Okay. And then we're going to do it again. Give it a good tug. Pull it into the middle. It's in the middle. Now we're going to cut off our ends. As close as you can. Okay. Now sometimes this is tricky, but it's all should be alright. Make sure that they're inside of your clamshell. There we go. Why is that one bent? Oh my goodness. I don't need that to be bent because I have a hard time getting my jumper ring through it sometimes. Close it up. Finishing off the project, this is the hardest part for me. Okay, what we need to do now is we need to find the center of where we want our ball, and we want it as close to the middle as possible. So what I do, I have a piece of wire, just an old piece that I had from a tree. I just have a little container that I throw scraps in. We're going to go in between a front and a back row, okay? Now, just eyeballing it. Maybe this one, I don't think so, but we'll try. I don't know if I like that. Is it in the middle? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so it looks like it's in the middle. We'll find out in a minute. What we do next is where to place your prism. So you are in between a front and a back row. Your ball needs to hang in the next, after that. It needs to hang after your wire. So here it is in the front and the back. Go to your next front row, which is this. Let's see if it'll work there, and if it doesn't, then we'll take it back one. And there's no easy, nah, for me, it's just not easy. And I don't know a better way to do it. I could put this on the prism first, which I have a hard time getting it on the prism at all, no matter what. So, if it takes me more than a minute, then you know I'm going to get aggravated. I have no patience for this because I have such a difficult time. Oh, what happened? So, oh, don't fall off. It went on the first try. Guys, that doesn't happen. Okay, gonna get your pliers. These are chain nose pliers. They have little grooves. And I should have another pair of pliers, but I don't. Not with me. Squish it closed. If you have another pair, you can hold it here and here with the other one and bring it together. I don't. I should, but I don't. I'm not prepared. I apologize. There you go. Now let's see if it's in the middle. It's in the middle. Oh, look at that. How pretty is that, guys? You can do that. Isn't it crazy worth it? Okay, so now is the fun part. I'm going to show you a few things, okay? This is where our chain is going to go. Now, the kind of chain that I use is, it's called a paper clip chain. And it looks like this, okay? So because I don't have any more, I'm still waiting on my Amazon. I just put the order in. I told you I took it apart, or I don't even know if I told you. I took the ball out of this one to make this, and I took the chain apart to show you how to do it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to use a jumper ring. And you're going to put this jumper ring where this wire is, right in between the front and back row. Okay? I'm going to take it out. It can be tricky. This is the hardest part, I promise. You know what? I'm going to bend it a little bit more and hope that I can close it the right way. Alright, so there's my row. It goes in between here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I never know which way to turn it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Nope, it's not in the right spot. Listen, you don't need to give me grief, okay? Maybe if I hold it like this. And it stinks because that's where you really need to put it. Is it in between? Now it's on. Now let's check. It is. Oh, thank you. Okay, so next I'm going to use a piece of chain. I'm gonna just pop that on. And I'm going to close it. There you go. So far, so good. Right? You can't really see it, but I will post it all done. I'll take a nice photo for you. Okay, next we're going to find a charm, which I have. I'm going to use a jumper ring. These I got from Amazon. I just did a search for star and moon charms, and it comes with a whole bunch of nice things. This one's kind of cool. It's the sun, and it's a little tough getting the jumper in this one. I actually think I use a different one. I'm not going to use that one. Okay. This came from a different set of just spacers. I'm going to use that one because it's easy. Or you can just keep the chain in all in one sheet, that in one length, without opening and closing and messing around with it. But I like to mess around. Okay. Next, we're gonna put in another jumper and a piece of chain. Now, let me see, how many do I have? With this kind of a chain, when you're gonna add something, like say this, you're gonna hang it, you're gonna put your jumper in the middle, at the bottom, and the top. But this has two sides. And if you want it not to lie, you want it to lie flat, you want your jumper ring to go through. Now, this would be the right way. See, it's going that way, and you can put it through. So be mindful of that, because if the jumper ring was this way and you put it through, it's not going to be flat. So let me put the chain, and then I'll show you. Okay, so far so good. On something like that, it doesn't really, it's going to spin anyway, but now the next link is, if you're using charms, they have to go in a link that isn't up and down. Like, here's my jumper. This one's up and down. This one is a hole. This one's up and down, and this one has a hole. That's where we're going to put our next charm. I think that we'll use this one, and we'll put it right through. I don't know, this one here is kind of tricky. It looks like that could be the front, but it don't look bad that way either, and I want it to go the same direction as my moon, and when it spins, it's just going to look pretty no matter what. I overthink things, so. My hands are a mess. That's okay. I'm not going to mess with that too much because I want to move on. I'll go back and inspect it later for the sake of this video. Get my jumper ring and a piece of chain. Like that. So far, this is what it looks like. I've worked hard on this, trying to keep focused, keep in focus. Okay, now I'm going to show you something a little different that I really, really like. And then I'm going to show you how I do them. Okay. Am I going to use those ones? I think I'll use these two. This is a 10 millimeter, excuse me, clear crystal roundel, whatever, bead. And then I put an end cap, a floral petal end cap. And then I put an 8 millimeter bead and a clamshell. And how I did this is exactly how I did the prism. You can use a fishing line, you can use string, you can use whatever you want. You can also use, let me see if I got one. The head pins. You slide your beads on, and there's a hoop on one end, and you have to make the hoop on the other. And if you're good at that, I have a lot of respect for you. I have a difficult time doing that. So what I've done is sat down and just made a whole bunch of different ways just to mess around and see how they come out. I've done them with clear string. I've done them with wire, with these head pins. The one that has a hoop at the bottom, not the flat one. That's another whole tutorial. I'll show you a couple of tricks. Okay, so now we're going to get another one of these jumper rings. And then we're going to add this. I put this together. I made 2 of them. Okay. Oh, be nice. Thank you. How pretty is that? Okay, now of course the first one was easy, right? Almost. Come on. Because they're not perfectly lined up. Usually I put, I think it's 5 links in between, but this one here, I'm not even bothering because it's not going in a window. I'm going to have it from a hook in a corner where the sun hits it. And when I tell you that this thing will cast rainbows in all over the room between this prism alone and all of these crystals. Oh, it's going to look so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to grab another jumper. Okay, there's 4 links on that one. Let's see if I can have it. What did I do with it? I don't have it. Okay. I need some more jumpers. And that's only 3. That's right. We're going to do it because I don't know what I do with it. And we're going to connect it. did I do with the whole chain? I took it apart right here. I don't have it. And it's not in a place that I can pause because I don't know how to do that. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to show you how to end it. What I ordinarily do, I will finish this the right way and continue on, but for the sake of being so done with this right now, this is how I end it. I get a jumper. Okay. Go. Now, I bought, I think it was like 200 key rings, okay? And it has this little chain. I add a jumper to that, okay? And then I add something else. And then I connect it. There we go. Now, let's see. I'm trying to let you see how everything looks. I will put up a video of it finally complete, but everything, this does hang in the middle. And now you know how I do this. So I'm going to show you now some of these. You know, if you're not a fan, then you're not a fan. You don't have to do them. I like them. And I'm going to post. I have a whole bunch already made. I'm going to make a few posts today. I'm going to just stick them all up there so you can see them. Okay, to make something like this, if you're interested, this is how I do it. I prefer the 28 gauge wire. I've done it with the line, with a clear line. I don't trust it. Cut off a piece of wire. You're going to work with a clamshell. You're going to put, oh, before you do that. This one here, fold it in half and make a few knots, okay? Like this, wrap it around, like 1, 2, maybe 3, don't matter, it's not going to come undone. Okay, the reason why we're doing that now is because we're going to come through the shell. When you do the prism, you come from beneath the round thing, okay? So make your knot, make it big enough so that it doesn't pull through, okay? Slide that down over your knot and close it. This is where you're going to connect it to the chain, okay? Next, I like to grab, let's see, I'll grab these two, okay? I like to put one on. I'm just going to do a small one. And then my 10 millimeter. And then we're going to add another one. Just so I can show you. You can leave it like that. And it's really pretty. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get a clamshell and you're going to go through the bottom, because your jumper to connect to the chain has to go through there. So the first one, you tie the knot first, thread it through the bottom so that you have hoops. Now this one, we're going to thread it through. I'll thread it through here. You have to have a knot on your bottom one. Because if you put it through and you don't have a knot, it's going to come right through. I hope that makes sense. Okay, there you have it. You're going to tie your knot right here like we did before. You're going to close it, and then you got your room for your jumper rings, and just put this right into your chain. I'm not going to finish that because I'm just going to show you a few of them that I've done, and they really look pretty. I've done some with the end caps, real pretty, and then without, some really long ones. You can also do them with a heart, which is always pretty. If I'm right, I think the crescent moon symbolizes fertility. I might be wrong. If I am, I'm sorry. But anyway, I think it would still look beautiful with a little heart. And you do it the same way. Put a bead, put a little end cap, a clamshell, do however you want. You do you. It'll be pretty. I think they're absolutely stunning. And I'm going to make a video and show you what I have left. I gave so many away for gifts. Now I'm going to show you one other thing. I don't know if I've even posted a short of this, but this was kind of a fun project. The double-winged dragonfly. I don't know how you feel about that. If it was smaller, just use smaller beads, it would look really nice hanging in the rearview mirror. This hanging just in a window, I have a little hook here, a lobster claw. Make your chain, suction cup it to your window, straighten it out, and let me tell you, I can't even tell you how pretty it is. But anyway, so that's that. And if you've hung around with me and gotten through this disaster of a tutorial, thank you. I worked hard on it. I want to wish you a happy new year, and leave me comments, suggestions, whatever, if you think I need to do something a little different, or if I could help you with something. I'm glad to hear from you. And until next time, bye-bye.